Tom is the current aide to the Rotary President, Stephanie Urchik. He is the Rotary Director nominee and will be an international director in 26-28, representing zones 25 and 29. Tom is passionate about growing Rotary membership and will chair Rotary International's Membership Growth Committee in 25-26. He is chairing the host organizing committee for 28 Rotary International Convention in Minneapolis, and his favorite part about Rotary is the friends that he makes. Tom is going to address membership development, engagement, and retention through his address. Tom.
Thank you very much, Norik. And again, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And I have been inspired to be able to participate with all of you today. And like Brian, I'm taking lots of notes, and I can't wait to share them around the world as I go to places who want to grow Rotary membership. So it's interesting. We heard a lot today about various projects that are being done within our clubs. Well, the one thing I want to talk about today is how do you find those projects? And there's various ways of doing it. But first, before we talk about how to do it, why do we want to do this? You know, when you actually have projects going on, you are having your members participate, you are seeing more in the public, and you just grow quicker when you're out doing things. Some people are attracted to join Rotary because they are doing youth exchange in their club. Some of them are attracted because they're doing water, sanitation, and hygiene projects. But when you do projects, you're more out there, more people are going to join your club. Also, having projects really regains and retains our members longer. You know, in Rotary, it's not just that we're losing people. We bring in about 150,000 every year, but then we lose about 170,000. But the scary part is when we lose them. We lose 10% within the first year of joining, and we lose over 50%, just over 50% within the first 3 years. And then after 3 years, they're like all of us, they're passionate Rotarians, and they won't leave at that point. But the cause can be a magnet to draw those potential people of action in, and it keeps them around because they are working on that cause with like-minded individuals. Also, projects make your club more visible. When you're out doing things like all the projects we talked about today, people see you. It's interesting because Ukraine, since the war started, membership in Rotary has doubled in the last 3 years. And why is that? Well, you know, my club's doing a project in Ukraine right now, and we're not going there, obviously. It was a USAID Rotary partnership, and now it's a full Rotary grant. But we've had people Zoom in and tell us what they're doing, and the club that we're dealing with on the ground there, they're actually learning how to be firefighters. So when a building gets bombed, they put on their suits and they go in and fight fires. When people see that, they want to join because they want to help too. And also doing projects helps you increase your partner opportunities, which also helps you grow. So growing more quickly, you know, we started eClub a few years ago called the Rotary Club of Network for Empowering Women, and we added 50 members right at the right time. How do they do their projects? Well, it's interesting because they're all over the place. We have some in Minnesota, we have some in Connecticut, we have some outside the US, and they do local projects. And then on a certain day or a certain week, then they all come back and talk about it. So that's one way an eClub can do projects. Another way is our eClub for Global Travelers. They are an eClub, like all the ones all the examples I'm talking about today, and they have all their meetings online. They started about 2 years ago. They're the fastest growing club in our district right now. And what they do is twice a year, they'll meet somewhere like Cuba and Vietnam, and they'll do an in-person service project all together that they travel to, even though their meeting's online. We have an ambassador that's in this club who always wanted to join Rotary, but he could never join an in-person club because he would be leaving every 2 years. By the time he found one and started, he would have to leave again. We have a flight attendant, and he travels a lot for business, but he's able to go online to the meetings, and then he'll go to the service projects. The other way to do it is to do projects at people's workplaces. I was interested to hear Brian's concept of bringing in 20 speakers and having them all talk for a minute or two about what they do. This group, this was the first club in the world that was formed to end human trafficking. And a majority of their members are people who actually participate in that cause for their living. They're executive directors of different kinds of entities. And they have every week when they meet a speaker that talks about what they do, whether it's removing barcodes from the back of people's necks or whether it be providing goods to a homeless shelter. So what these people do is they do projects at their work, but they come and talk about it and they go to different workplaces and do it. Another way to do it is to partner up with other groups. We wanted to start a Rotaract club for the environment, and this was an eClub. And what we did is we called SRAG, the Rotary Action Group for Environmental Sustainability, and they gave us a list of 120 young people, who some of them were cadres and they were working, but they weren't actually doing projects. And what we found out is people, especially young people, they are passionate about a cause and they want to work and put their energy towards that one cause. And younger people like the environment. So this gave us an opportunity for young people around the world who were, some of them were engineers and actually working on the environment through their jobs. Other of them just wanted to participate. But that's just another example. You can do projects with other, as Brian would call them, Terra clubs. We have a veterans club who does a lot of work just serving veterans. So I am always available. Martin, everyone knows how to get a hold of me. If you want to reach out, I'm always willing to help. Thank you very much for letting me be here with you today.
Thank you so much for that, Tom.